du go forfait data. Oje yonandu ha étoile 237 GS et bim, bonus auto babana yende dumada.
Vivez les moments de Cannes sur la 106.8 Radio AUDACE à Coeur. La Cannes 2023, c'est sur la 106.8 Radio AUDACE.
Hello there, faithful listeners of Radio AUDACE, and welcome to joining us on today's edition of the program Au Coeur de la Cannes 2023. It is always with plenty of delight to be here to edify you all about the happenings around the AUCUN, the ongoing AUCUN. Yes, it might be ended for Team Cameroon, but then how do we move forward? That is going to be our focus on today's edition of the program. At the audio console this afternoon is Frank Muna, and at the microphone you're getting the voice of Henry Wana. Let's begin telling you about the big story of the day. Coming in from the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, I no longer know that Cote d'Ivoire men's national 2021 champion Senegal on penalties in the round of 16 clash 2023 after to extra time and penalties was historic. The Lions of Senegal and Habib Diallo, who scored the Senegalese opener, converted the 99th goal of AUCUN 2023. Kessis 86 minutes penalty into extra time was the 100 goal competition hosted by Cote d'Ivoire. The goal was crucial. It propelled the host to which of the defending champions Senegal back-to-back title. The focus now is on Mali as the Elephants attempts to win the in 2015 French team have take a reaction of team Cote d'Ivoire ahead of their crucial against Mali on Saturday.
You have to perform on the right time. The small thing.
Just rate the entire. Let's start it from that.
I'm not being a bias, but if I say it's the best when to team the game, you see a team like Maurice, see a team like Mozambique, the first game against Asia. It showed that the quality of African football is getting better, and I think that's by creating this kind of event, creating football. Those are the factors that are going to develop our football.
Ivory Coast are in the quarterfinals right now.
Yes.
Assess the team for us. We have coach.
The previous the fault of the coach. Now we don't have that excuse anymore. The coach is gone. There's new. The player have to show what they did against Senegal. Great character. They came back where nobody expected them to win the game. They took the first. And Mali have also keeping the ball. We have better experience, we have great experience, so we need to use that experience in our advantage.
Donc très très bien, félicitations encore. Maintenant il y a un souci, c'est que vous avez mis la barre tellement haute. Le minimum, c'est de mettre la barre à la même hauteur. On ne peut pas aller plus bas. Hier, c'est notre minimum. Ok, donc on reste concentré, on va bien récupérer demain. Ok, jeudi, on va bien préparer le match. Jeudi, on sera veille de match, un peu de peps, un peu de vivacité. On va voyager 17h. On ira jouer notre quart de finale pour aller se qualifier pour mercredi. Ok, mais l'objectif, c'est ça. Vous avez mis la barre là, c'est terminé. On ne peut plus aller en dessous. Ça, c'est notre minimum maintenant. Ok, ça va demander beaucoup d'humilité. On a fait fort hier, très bien, mais on reste tranquille. On n'oublie pas d'où on vient. Ok, on n'oublie pas d'où on vient. Et on n'oublie pas comment on a fait pour faire ce qu'on a fait hier. Ok, les gars.
You got it. Alamon Kalon as head trainer of the Elephants of Côte d'Ivoire. They are preparing very much to ensure that when they meet their opponent this weekend, they should be able to round to be launched from. This on what the quarterfinal stage of the competition means. This year, they are going to be facing Angola, another heavyweight in this year's tournament. Now, we're going to listen to Lukman Ainan, going to be telling us just mind of Nigeria for the Super Eagles ahead of their crucial game this Friday against Angola. Take a listen to them.
Really, I think just happy to the team with whatever work I can.
The new system the coach has been playing so far, how have you been adapting to it?
Sorry?
The system the coach has been playing since the second game, how have you been adapting to it?
No, I think adapted well to it. Yeah.
The team is having a very difficult game. That's Angola, we believe have been a very difficult competitions.
Yeah, obviously it's a strong team. Scored a number of goals, so yeah, like every other game, we'll be ready, prepared.
Thank you.
It's called 2 goals against Cameroon. Have we seen the best of you so far?
And we hope to continue doing that, continue in that way.
Thank you.
We congratulate you for the last game. Now the build-up to a very crucial tie against Angola. Talk to us, you and your lads. How are you guys preparing and looking forward to that fixture?
You know, we are preparing the game the same way as we prepared every game so far this tournament. Angola looks like a very good team. I think we're going to have to play our best football to try and beat them. But yeah, we're working hard. I think you can see today in the training, everyone is trying to do the maximum, and it's going to be difficult, I think, for the coach to select who's going to play. And yeah, from here we're going to be very focused on the game on Friday.
We have considered only one game basically all tournament. How strong is this team as a defensive unit?
I think all the players are working very hard. You know, from the front we pressuring well. The midfielders are working overtime, and all of us are doing the best to make it as easy for the goalkeeper. And at the same time, when the goalkeeper is working, you know, when he gets the question asked, he's also making the save. So I think it's a good sign of a team that it's not giving away too many chances. At the same time, I think we're creating a lot of chances, which I also said after the first game, gives us a lot of confidence. So, it's heading in the right direction, but there's still some tweaks that we can make.
Okay, bro, you don't
I just want to say thank you for your support, and let's go all the way. Let's do it again.
Really active on socials. How is the mood in the team, and what is the song? What is like the favorite song in the team now?
There's many songs. I can't give you one, but you know there's a lot. If you see obviously on the social media.
Call the top 3.
That one from Odomodu Black.
Which one? All I know.
That one. I don't know the name of the other one now. We had it on after the game. We played this song. I can't remember. Where they're talking about the history of the Super Eagles in the. That one for sure is up there. That one's up there. And I don't know the rest.
Do you think we've seen the best from you in the tournament so far?
I still think there's more from me, but you know, every game I just try to do my best, and that's good enough for me.
And the new system the coach has been playing since the second game, how has it been for you adapting to it?
Yeah, it's fine. I think you can see the whole team is we're comfortable. But the main thing is just that we're trying hard for each other. I think that's the main thing. We have this team spirit. So yeah.
So everyone has been talking about your Rabona pass in the last game, your assist in 2019. Do you think you're the most skillful player in this team?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So who's the most skillful player in the team?
Samuel, no? Chukwueze. Yeah, I think it's Samuel.
Talk to us about the relationship with Basi and Lukman. How great is the relationship? How has it helped you guys?
Yeah, I've got a good relationship with everyone in the team, you know. Like I said, Basi, Ademola, Alex is my guy. Alex is my guy. So yeah, I've got a good relationship with everyone, and it helps with the team cohesion on and off the pitch. So I think it is showing on the pitch, because like I said, we're fighting for each other every game, and it's a fantastic thing to be involved in and around, you know.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here are the games to pay attention to in the quarterfinals and how things are expected to turn out. The Super Eagles will face Angola in the opener quarterfinals of the Total Energies AUCUN in Cote d'Ivoire on Friday, February the 2nd, 2024. At the famous Stade Felix Omi-Boni, Angola will be hoping to continue their fairy tale against one of the tournament's favorites, Nigeria. Nigeria's resolute defensive unit in William Trust Ekong, Kavin Basi and Semi Ajayi will be put to the test by Angola's forwards Jacinto Dalam, Gilberto and Mabululu in this fixture. The game will be played at the Stade Felix Omi-Boni on Friday, February 2. DR Congo are yet to win a game in the competition. Will have Guinea to deal with in the quarterfinals. Mohamed Bayo has twice been the savior for Guinea in the Total Energies AUCUN in Cote d'Ivoire. He scored against Cameroon to help them secure a point and was on target against Equatorial Guinea in the round of 16. With the 2009 Chan success in Cote d'Ivoire in sight, DR Congo will give it their all against an equally motivated Guinean side. The game will be played on Friday as well at the Stade Olympique Alassane Ouattara in Abidjan. The host put up a solid performance to eliminate defending champion Senegal on penalties in the round of 16. This followed a disappointing end to their group stage campaign, where they lost to both Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea and went ahead to concede 5 goals. Cote d'Ivoire have failed to secure from open play in their last 3 games and will be hoping to make amends with the return of Sebastien Halle up front. Meanwhile, Mali, despite a shaky performance in the group stage, put up an improved performance against Burkina Faso in the round of 16. The game is on February 3. That will be on Saturday at the Stade de la Paix in Bouaké. Cape Verde, unbeaten, will play against South Africa, who eliminated 2022 World Cup semi-finalist Morocco in the 16th final round. The Blue Sharks have had a smooth run throughout the competition, unlike South Africa, who have had inconsistent with result. Now, I'm being joined in the studio by Jamie Ateke. Good afternoon, Jamie Ateke.
Yeah, good afternoon, Wana. Good afternoon to your listeners.
Trust the weather condition and also in Boya today is fine.
Yeah, normally it's rain threatening, so we are just hoping that things get better, because we are looking at the cloud is not friendly to the population, and so yes, we know Boya is a mountainous area, and so you expect at the time when we've had months of the dry season and rains might just come to be like a characteristics of Boya.
I can imagine, particularly in an area like Bokongo and Likoko Membia. All right.
Yes, that's where I live, so you understand where we are.
That's like Russia and Cameroon.
Yes.
All right, Josh Rim, good afternoon, welcome.
Bonsoir Henry, bonsoir à Jemea, bonsoir à tous les auditeurs.
All right, gentlemen, we are going to be talking about the performance of Team Cameroon, lessons to be drawn, how to move forward. It's true, there are so many rumors engulfing the independence of Cameroon. Who is coming in, who is going out, since Coach Gobesong's term in office is expected to end on February 28th. But then it is not certain if at all it will be extended or not. Those are all rumors. We are waiting for the Federation of Foods to decide. Now, let's talk about the performance of Team Cameroon. After the FIFA World Cup, where they defeated Brazil, they came back home smiling that at least we'll be beating Brazil with something that we can count on as a better team. But we went over to Cote d'Ivoire, looking at the team, the performance of Team Cameroon. Jamie Ateke, who should be blamed? Where should the blame game be shot to? Who is to receive this bullet about the poor performance of Team Cameroon?
Well, I think the federation has the duty. The federation is to be blamed as far as the poor performance of Cameroon is concerned in the last 2 years. You understand that we have a federation which is not patient enough to give time for themselves and try to win. I think the federation, like I said yesterday, the script has been missing, because last time out, the likes of Claude Loire were given time, at least 4 years, to actually build a team for the Indomitable Lions, and that 2002 team was built in 1996, and so you could see the time frame at least 4 years before that team actually got maturity, and we saw that team actually played for a very long time up to 2010, where we had Jeremy Sorinjitap and Rigobert Songbanak Samuel Eto'o playing their last games for Cameroon, and so you could see the time frame which that team had to dominate African football during that period, close to about 10 to 14 years. So that's where the script has been thrown away. So the federation presently, since 2010, has not been consistent in coaching. In fact, since 2006, not even since 2006, after Wilfred Schaefer left the team, you understand that we've had series of coaches. In fact, we were on the books of comparison with Chelsea, where we had close to about Cameroon has had close to about 10 to 12 coaches in the last 15 years or so, if my memory don't fail me. So we had a lot of coaches who have come in, showcased their talent 1 or 2 years, and they are sacked because of poor performance, whereas other coaches are given more time in the other countries to build something for the national team. So it's the federation that really has the blame as at this point in time, because Conceição had something to show when we played the AFCON in 2021. He had some players whom he has brought, and he had some quality that he had instilled in the team. Those are our long crosses, and tried to play with the wings to get the crosses, and he had some quality in the team. And when he was sacked, you will see that the small house was trying to build for the national team was broken by the Rigobert Songbanak, where he started bringing in his own crop of players, and so that is what caused why we are today, where we are today as far as our national team is concerned. And you can see from the report card of Rigobert Songbanak, he's won just, I think, 5 games or so. He has 6 games games. Also, the last game was against Gambia. So, out of close to 21 games played under Rigobert Song, we've only managed to have 6 wins. It's not a good report card. And if you see a Cameroon side struggling against Namibia in a group of qualifiers, where we had to qualify on the last day, defeating Burundi, it tells us where we are. If we are to beat Gambia in the last day to qualify for the knockout rounds, and then we are happy. We saw the jubilation from the president to fans in Cameroon. It tells us the standard which our football is. Cameroon shouldn't be beating Gambia and be happy, because we want to beat the big boys. And if we are calling ourselves the big boys, then we should be ready to beat teams like Senegal and Guinea to qualify without necessarily beating Gambia, but humiliating them in the last playing day. But we struggled to beat Gambia, and Gambia, who has struggled to score against Senegal and Guinea, had to score 2 goals against Cameroon. So it gives you a picture where we are in terms of our standard of football. So that's why I say the federation is the one selecting the coaches, knowing who to select. And from rumors we are getting from Cote d'Ivoire is that there is no free role from Rigobert Song. He's been manipulated. He's been remote control on who to play and who not to play. So when you start hearing such stories outburst by rumors of outburst by technical staff, it gives you a picture that the federation is the one responsible, not the coach, because the coach only comes in, and if the coach is a puppet, you understand that the coach cannot actually execute what he has to execute. You could see from the system of play against Guinea, it was a total shame. Against the likes of Senegal, it was a total shame. Against Nigeria, it was just the worst, because we couldn't kick even a single ball on goal. Yeah. So if you look at it, the federation has to go back to their script and develop grassroots football and get a coach who can put us into that particular lane of growth, of development. I think if that's not done, then we should be working on banana peels, because we don't expect, as it stands now, we don't expect any immediate achievement for Cameroon when it comes to football. And so we have to understand that clearly, that football is a process. Football development is a process which it takes close to 10, 15 years for it to materialize. We saw Senegal coming in last, when you read, I stumbled on an article, how Senegalese football and Moroccan football has evolved. Okay. It was something of close to 2010 that it started with the likes of Augustin Senghor and Faouzi Lagza of the Moroccan Football FA, who started that model close to 10 years ago, and it's so far working for them. And so if we too started this same model in 1996 and it worked for us in 2002 and up to 2010, where we played the World Cup in South Africa with those same crop of players, then I think we have to go back to that script and see who can actually play that role of scouting raw talents and bringing those academies into play, empowering them. Like what you have in Morocco, you have what you call the Mohamed V Academy, where they empower the various clubs in Morocco. I'm talking of Waja Athletic Club, you have AS Bakani, you have Raja. Those are clubs that have academies. Okay. And they are being empowered by the Mohamed V Academy. It's like the Mohamed Academy is like an AFUT, which empowers the clubs in terms of their own academies. It comes out with ideas, development models, brings in experts from abroad to come and empower the local academies. That is what the federation has to be doing to ensure that within the next 10 years, we should be able to get a solid team from the under-17 right up to the senior level, and get a coach who can actually start building from that end to give us a time frame. And the federation has to make it clear to Cameroonians that we don't expect achievement in the next possible future. But this coach is coming to build something in the next 4 or 5 years to ensure that by that next 4 or 5 years, we should be able to get a solid national team for our football and a solid Elite One championship or a national Division One championship for our country, so that we can compete in Africa again. But as it stands now, let's just hope. We've heard of rumors of Tom Senfiet coming in to coach the team. We've heard of Fevrier now also being in the pipeline to replace Rigobert Song. But we still have local coaches who can carry us. We have Ashiwebo, who is also making news. We have Florent Ebenge. Those are coaches who can also give Cameroon what they need. in terms of building football from scratch. But it's all about the federation, what they think if Rigobert Song is going to remain there or not.
All right. Now, George Rim, we are talking about Team Cameroon. How do we move forward? The FIFA World Cup came and gone. AUCUN has come, gone as well. The result has not been that convincing for Coach Rigobert Song. Many are proposing that Coach Rigobert Song should be flushed alongside his technical staff, should be flushed from the national team. And then, should it be the best solution? Because dismissing Rigobert Song and his technical staff should not, to my humble opinion, should not be the best option at this point in time. Rather, we should get back to the grassroots and try to start molding from the base. Because when the base is not strong enough, the head can never be strong enough as well. What is your take?
Vous savez, j'ai assidûment écouté Jemia.
Oui.
Il a dit des choses avec lesquelles je suis d'accord, mais d'autres pour lesquelles je ne partage pas son point de vue, son analyse.
Okay.
Parce que tout reposait sur la fédération camerounaise de football, actuelle ou même les exécutifs actuels ou passés. Je dis non parce que quand on regarde depuis 2000 avec Pierre Lechante à Rigobert Song aujourd'hui, quand on fait le compte, nous sommes à 16 entraîneurs en 24 ans. C'est une moyenne d'un entraîneur tous les ans. 16 entraîneurs en 24 ans. Il ne me souvient pas que c'est toujours la fédération qui a décidé de se séparer d'un entraîneur depuis 24 ans. On sait tous dans ce pays qui, avant l'actuel exécutif, décidait de qui entraîne notre équipe nationale Fagnon. C'est le ministère.
Okay.
C'est le ministère, ce n'était pas la fédération. C'est avec l'arrivée de Rigobert Song où on a vu clairement la fédération imposer véritablement un entraîneur. Par le passé, ça n'avait jamais été le cas. Donc, on ne saurait imputer à la Fédération camerounaise de football la responsabilité de cette instabilité au sein du banc de touche des Lions. J'ai dit depuis 24 ans, c'est 16 entraîneurs. Et je ne me suis limité qu'à Pierre Lechante. C'est-à-dire que j'ai pris Pierre Lechante depuis les années 2000 jusqu'à Rigobert Song 2024, ça fait 24 ans, 16 entraîneurs, soit une moyenne quand on fait le ratio d'un entraîneur tous les ans au banc de touche du Cameroun. Bien évidemment, il y en a qui ont fait 3 ans, comme Pierre Lechante, il y en a qui n'ont fait que quelques mois, comme Thomas Kono ou bien le duo Clarence Sidorf, Patrick Kluivert. Pour certains, c'est 1 an, 2 ans. Donc, le plus vieux, le plus ancien sur le banc de touche des Lions et non-tap, c'est Pierre Lechante qui a passé 3 ans. Et on se demande encore jusqu'à aujourd'hui comment on a même pu faire pour nous séparer d'un entraîneur comme celui-là. Le seul, j'ai dit le seul depuis de tous ceux qui sont passés à la tête des Lions depuis que ces derniers partis, c'est le seul dont les Camerounais étaient fiers du rendu, de la qualité du jeu sur le terrain. Mais on a quand même trouvé qu'il n'était pas bon pour les Lions et non-tap. On l'a viré pour mettre à la place Jean-Paul Akono. Donc, ce n'est pas de la responsabilité, ou du moins la faute de la Fédération camerounaise de football. Il y a cette instabilité. Et j'ai le sentiment même que l'actuel exécutif veut s'inscrire justement sur la durée. Moi, mon seul problème, c'est en termes de projet. Est-ce que l'encadrement actuel, chapeauté par Rigobert Song a un véritable projet de jeu pour notre sélection Fagnon? C'est tout mon problème. S'il y a un véritable projet, alors je ne verrai pas de mal à ce que...
Mais quand vous regardez la manière qu'il fait la sélection, les joueurs jouent au stade, est-ce que pour vous, c'est un entraîneur qui a des projets? Parce que ça pose un problème aussi.
Nous avons décrié la manière avec laquelle cette équipe joue. Mais comme eux-mêmes le disent, on est en phase de reconstruction. Il ne faudrait peut-être pas s'attendre à ce que cette équipe fasse mieux que ce qu'elle a produit. Le temps de reconstruire, d'aller chercher des joueurs capables donc, de porter ce projet-là, peut-être que d'ici 10 ans, d'ici 15 ans, il produira les effets escomptés. N'oubliez pas que des grandes sélections comme la France ont à leur tête un Didier Deschamps qui y est depuis 15 ans. L'Allemagne a eu Joachim Löw pendant 10 ans. Et c'est vers la fin d'un cycle, c'est-à-dire qu'au bout de la 6e, 7e, 8e année, que les titres, la mayonnaise a pris et les titres ont commencé à être glanés par ces sélections-là. Aliou Cissé avec le Sénégal, c'est 10 ans. C'est 10 ans. Au début, comme c'est le cas avec Rigo aujourd'hui, sa tête était mise à prix au Sénégal. Parce qu'on ne comprenait pas encore que lui, il avait l'avantage sur Rigo de compter sur des joueurs déjà confirmés, des joueurs d'un certain niveau. Mais les résultats tardaient à suivre. Et au Sénégal, si on n'avait pas été patient, Aliou Cissé n'aurait même pas fait 2 ou 3 ans qu'on l'aurait viré. On l'a maintenu parce qu'il y a un véritable projet qui était là. Il y a une vision à long terme qu'on avait instaurée du côté du Sénégal qui fait que, toutes catégories confondues, le Sénégal a rien à en mettre sur le continent africain pendant, je crois, 2 ou 3 ans. Depuis qu'ils ont gagné la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations au Cameroun, il y a eu une vague de succès qui a accompagné les sélections sénégalaises sur le continent africain. Donc, il y a peut-être cette vision-là, il y a peut-être ce projet-là qu'il faut implémenter, s'il ne l'est pas déjà implémenté, pour permettre que dans les années à venir, d'ici 5-6 ans, que nous commencions à voir le fruit de ce travail-là. Et bien évidemment, il ne faut pas penser que tout se fera au sommet. Non, ça doit commencer à la base, comme les Sénégalais l'ont fait. Les académies, les centres de formation, les clubs, etc. Voilà tout le travail de fond qu'il faut faire pour permettre de voir les fruits dans les 6, 7, 8 prochaines années. Pourquoi pas les 10 prochaines années? Parce que les enfants conformes à partir de 15 ou 14, 15 ans sont ceux-là qui demain vont nous apporter les résultats. C'est-à-dire, si vous ajoutez 10 ans, quand ils auront, pour certains, 25 ans, pour d'autres, 26 ou 27 ans, ils vont nous faire gagner parce qu'ils seront parvenus à maturité pour l'accomplissement du projet qu'on aura mis sur pied. Donc, il ne faut pas tout mettre sur le dos de la fédération. Je vous ai dit que l'actuel exécutif, ce n'est pas lui qui est là depuis le centre. Mais on a quand même trouvé le moyen en 24 ans de faire défiler 16 entraîneurs sur le banc de touche des Lions. C'est de l'inédit. Je cherche au monde où on peut avoir un tel record, je n'en vois pas. C'est au Cameroun que cela s'est fait. Donc, il y a cela. Et puis, comme je l'ai dit, un véritable projet. Rigo peut continuer à la faire. Je ne suis pas en train de militer pour le maintien de ces derniers. Si on estime qu'il n'est pas à la hauteur, qu'on recommence, qu'on aille chercher un autre, le même viendra. Si les résultats ne sont pas bons là tout de suite, on va encore le virer. Éternel recommencement avec les mêmes pleurs. Et du coup, qu'est-ce qu'on se contentera des générations spontanées? C'est-à-dire un Samuel Eto'o-Fils, un Boma, un ceci, quand ils seront là, ils vont nous faire gagner sur peut-être 2-3 ans. Après, on va retomber dans notre affaire. Non, ce n'est pas de cela qu'il est question. Il faut construire, poser les fondations solides pour que le football camerounais, non seulement retrouve son rang sur la scène continentale, mais qu'il le retrouve et qu'il ne le quitte plus, du moins pendant très longtemps.
Okay, we get a commercial break and we shall be back just after that.
Avec MTN Elite, redonnons au football camerounais toute sa grandeur. MTN pour la passion du foot. Alors, on fait quoi aujourd'hui ?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps you are joining us. You are live on your program, AUCUN on Radio AUDACE FM 106.8. And of course, we are talking about how we can help reconstruct our national team of Cameroon. It's true that the new executive members of FECAFOOT did promise us that it is time we give back football sa grandeur. But then, many are questioning themselves, what kind of grandeur do we want to give to this football when we go to competitions and we do not see any meaningful result? Yes, we were able to beat Brazil by 1-0. But was it good enough? Was that our aim? Was that our purpose in Qatar? Côte d'Ivoire came up. We succeeded to cross to the next stage of the competition. That's the 16th final round, just by the grace of God. And of course, we were bundled out from the competition because Nigeria decided to inflict a 3-0 spanking to Cameroon. We are back home. Others have gone back to their respective clubs. How do we start rebuilding a new team? Should we continue hoping that with Coach Rigobert's song and his technical staff, because it's not all about Rigobert's song. You have Remo Kalakongo, you have Patim Boma, you have all those who engulf the technical staff in the national team. Are they doing that which is expected of them? 2 local players were called up, but none were given the opportunity to showcase their prowess on the turf. Do we call that reconstruction, or we're just fooling around, playing with the emotions of Cameroonians? Jimmy Ateke, welcome back.
Yeah, I think it's just playing with the emotions of Cameroonians, because normally you expect us to have a serious executive who is, after close to 24 months in power, you expect them to actually be objective and realistic in their goals. They should stop putting goals which they cannot actually achieve. And so those are the things which is really not good for football. Because I think, like the other panelists mentioned, he mentioned series of coaches that have coached Cameroon.
In the past 24 years.
So that's the bad side of it, when you have so many coaches who come in and they do their own thing and leave. If we can have 5 coaches in the last 9 years, that's from 2015, we have close to 5 coaches, and then Senegal has just 1. It gives us where we are heading to. Do we actually want success, or are we just playing for the gallery? Those are the questions we have to ask ourselves, because if you look at it, if we are saying that we are going for a competition like the AFCON, and a player like Martin Hongla, a player like Jules Onana, who were all absent, Kunde Malong, Chufu Motin, those are the best players who can give you the results, who can blend with the other players and see how results can come in. But when you are going to the AFCON and you tell us that we are going to win the AFCON, and you bring in mediocre players, a player like Wilfred Natang that they say is 17 years old, that's a player who can never have a fighting spirit at the level of that national team. Even in England doesn't call you at that level where you are 17-year-old and you go and play for an English national team. No, you start from the under-21s. You start playing from there. That's where you start getting the fighting spirit of the Lions. You go to the under-23s, you start getting the fighting spirit, and then you move on to the senior team. But if truly Wilfred Nathan is 17 years old, then he is not supposed to be skipped from. He has skipped both the under-21, he has skipped the under-23s, and then straight to the senior team. That is not football development. That is that is spoiling the player's career to an extent, because nowhere on earth except we had Mbappe who won the is exceptional. But I think at this point the player has not shown his potential. Well, you have to take him right up to the national team. I think it should have been started from the level of the under-17, going out to the under-21s. So that's the
paradox of it all.
Bitter truth about the issue. Because if you look at it, why then take him where you are not going to use him? Why then take Ben Elliott, who is below 20, that you are not going to use them? Why not start them at the level of the under-23s or under-21s, so that they gain that experience? of wearing the shirt of the national football team. That's how you start to groom these guys. Simon Kapange is below 20. Start him at the level of the under 21s, so that they at the level of the under 21s, they are actually the main pillars of that particular category. When they put on that grey yellow, it comes with pressure, and so that pressure can be able to give them experience on how they can tackle when they are being called at a senior level. So those are the mistakes which we did in this Cup of Nations, which I think the federation has to be blamed for that, and even the coach. Because if a coach, you think you are being manipulated, then quit and tell the world that you are being manipulated. That's why you cannot continue. So that we understand that the team is not properly managed by the federation.
But then,
those are the things, but when you sit quiet, it tells us that you are not a man of dignity, or you are not a man of reputation. So all that comes into play. So we still have to go back to the level of start building from the grassroots, finding a coach. Look, the other panelists mentioned of Joachim Low. Let me tell you how the model of Belgium and Germany started, including Uruguay. Now, what they did was that they had what we call the sporting director. We have a sporting director in Cameroon. I don't know whether he knows how to he knows his function. But a sporting director is in charge of coming out with a play system or a play style. Now, when a sporting director comes out with a play style, a style of play, he presents it to the federation. Now, the federation look now for a coach. It's only in Cameroon that coaches are applied to coach Cameroon. Coaches don't apply to coach a nation. A nation comes out with a project and then appoints a coach who they think can deliver that project within a short period of time or a long period of time. That's how federations or advanced federations do. The case of England, Gary Southgate never applied. The English FA called Gary Southgate that you are the only one that can execute this project. Same thing with Germany. When Germany revolutionized their football, they came out with their class of midfielders like Michael Ballack were fast expiring, and so the midfielders who were coming up were the how they call them, Schweinsteiger, Toni Kroos, Mesut Ozil. So they had carved out how they will play their football. That's why they brought in Joachim Low, who was there for close to 10 years before winning the World Cup. That's how you do it. Joachim Low never applied to coach Germany. But in Cameroon, coaches applied to coach, which is abnormal. So those are the things which the federation has to look themselves in the mirror and tell themselves questions. In Belgium, it was the same thing. They did a revolution and called Roberto Martinez to come in as a person who can execute that project. Though he failed, he was sacked. That's it. That's how the white man behaves. And that's what Senegal is doing. Likewise, Morocco. So if we are saying that we are opening applications for coaches to come and coach what? What project have you put in place for the coach to come and execute? Those are the things which we are lacking. So we thought Samuel Eto'o coming in at the federation will provide such models to Cameroon, so that we get a good, solid national team which can be able to compete not only in Africa, but also at the level of the world stage. But we are still dancing in the way we have been dancing since before Eto'o came in. So we have to sit up. We have to draw up a project. If the sporting director is coming in, he should draw up the system of play which Cameroon wants to play. Is it a long ball system, or is it the passing system, or the physical football that we know? Then call a coach like Fevrier now, who knows the African game. Or call a coach like Florent Ibenge, who knows the African game. Or call a coach like Pesto Mosimani, who knows the African game, and give him the job and say, okay, this is what we want. This is how African football is being played. So develop the system and let us move on for the next 5 years and see how it goes. That's how you draw up a program, not by telling Fevrier to come and apply. Apply to do what? So those are the things which it baffles me when I hear the federation says they have open application for coaches to apply. It is it is something strange to me. So like I said, we just have to make sure that we do things rightly, because football is like a second religion to Cameroonians. We saw even Mami Puff Puff in the market also talking about the Lions. Even the children in the streets talking about the Lions that Cameroon play today. So it is part of Cameroonians. Every Cameroonian is concerned about the national team. They might not watch football, but once green and yellow is playing, every Cameroonian is glued to their TV sets. So when you start playing with our emotions, it becomes difficult for them to start believing you when you say something. So I think Eto'o should start rethinking of doing the right things and the right time. So that's it. I think we have to do that. So it's really unfortunate, but that's the bitter truth.
All right, Jamia. Now, George Rim, Jamia just made mention of the fact that we need to understand that Rigobert's song, but then Rigobert's song is the head trainer, no doubt. But then his result has not been that encouraging, that convincing that he should stay in office. Now, the issue of inconsistency coming again. Should we give more hope that if Rigo stays, he will deliver in the long run? Because Cameroonians have no patience, as you all do know very well. 24 years down the line, 16 coaches have been changed. We clamored that we should give the opportunity for a local home coach. They brought in Rigobert's song. Many are questioning that Rigo is not the most qualified local coach that they are wanted. That there are better coaches who are Cameroonians, who are ready to deliver, who can deliver the good, and not Rigo. We talked of the Belgian system, the German system, looking at the under 17, under 18, under 20, under 23, the A prime. None of these players were called up. We saw Wilfried Douala coming in from Victoria United, who has not had the opportunity to play on the under 17 national team. Before he was convinced, he gave them the hope and aspiration that he could deliver the good at the national team. Now, here the problem comes up. What happens to our local categories, that is the under 20, under 17, under 23? Does it mean that they have no place in protecting, in promoting, in projecting players that could defend the colors of this nation?
Une fois de plus, vous posez un problème qui ne date pas d'hier, qui ne date pas d'aujourd'hui.
Oui.
Le problème du suivi des catégories inférieures. Il ne date pas d'aujourd'hui. Moi, je ne sais pas pourquoi les gens s'obstinent tant à vouloir reposer sur la fédération, l'exécutif actuel, l'état, le mal-être d'un football qui se porte très mal depuis longtemps. Je vous ai dit, c'est depuis 24 ans.
Donc, ça veut dire que les comités exécutifs actuels sont déjà échoués à ce niveau.
Attention. Ne me prêtez pas d'intention. C'est vous qui estimez qu'il a échoué. Et moi, je vous dis, c'est une erreur de lui faire porter la responsabilité du mal-être d'un football qui ne se porte pas bien depuis longtemps. L'actuel exécutif n'est pas en place depuis 24 ans. Il n'est là que depuis 2 ans. Donc, vous allez me dire que c'est en 2 ans qu'on a vu se succéder 16 entraîneurs au Cameroun.
Pour redonner le football sa grandeur.
Justement, cet actuel exécutif s'inscrit dans la logique de reconstruire, de rebâtir, et je peux vous dire, ça ne se fait pas sans casser les œufs. On ne fait pas de melette sans casser les œufs. Je dis, serait malsain, pour ne pas dire malhonnête, de dire que les problèmes du football camerounais sont nés avec l'actuel exécutif. C'est faux, archi faux.
Non, on ne
archi faux.
C'est un problème qui existe depuis. Oui. Mais ils sont là pour corriger. Pour donner le football Cameroun sa grandeur.
Oui.
On commence par où? C'est pour inviter les joueurs qui jouent à l'extérieur, qui n'ont pas le sang.
C'est les premiers à avoir fait appel aux binationaux.
C'est pas la première.
Vous voulez que je vous dise depuis quand on a introduit la culture des binationaux au sein de l'équipe nationale?
Mais c'est ce que les Camerounais attendaient depuis jusqu'à aujourd'hui. C'était pour donner l'opportunité pour les joueurs locaux pour jouer.
Je vous dis ceci.
This issue of
même ce problème des joueurs locaux, je vous en prie, moi je ne suis pas là pour faire des procès d'intention aux gens.
Oui.
Je parle des faits. Depuis combien de sélectionneurs on compte de moins en moins de joueurs locaux dans notre équipe nationale?
We have the opportunity. Now,
I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
Depuis combien de sélectionneurs il y a de moins en moins de joueurs locaux dans nos sélections nationales? Remontons même à Pierre Lechantre. Depuis 2000, il y en a combien? Vous pouvez m'en citer?
Non.
Et c'était l'actuel exécutif qui était là?
Non.
Bien. Donc, si vous convenez avec moi que ce n'était pas l'actuel exécutif qui était là, comprenons que le mal date de très, très, très longtemps et que l'actuel exécutif en a conscience et veut donc tout faire pour revenir à nos fondamentaux, c'est-à-dire restructurer nos championnats, que ce soit Elite 1, que ce soit Elite 2, que ce soit Elite, que ce soit la Guinée Super League, les U20 féminines qui sont qualifiées pour la Coupe du Monde féminine en Colombie, vous allez remarquer que dans cet effectif des U20, il y a déjà 5 ou 6 qui jouent déjà avec la sélection Fagnon.
C'est ce qu'on a. C'est ce qu'on veut.
Ça passe par là.
Mais pour les garçons, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Ça passe par là. Pour les garçons, ça va venir progressivement. Parce qu'il faut encore faire du travail en Elite 1 et en Elite 2. Et ce n'est pas fini. J'ai dit, il faut également structurer nos académies. C'est un travail de fond en comble qui ne se fait pas en 1 an, qui ne se fait pas en 2 ans.
Okay.
Je vous assure, ça prendra du temps. Mais le problème avec nous au pays, et c'est votre réaction trahit ou traduit justement le problème des Camerounais, c'est que nous voulons gagner là. Et j'ai dit, si on veut gagner là-bas, on continue à faire comme on fait depuis au moins 30 ans. C'est-à-dire que quelqu'un vient, il fait 2 matchs, ça n'a pas plu aux décideurs, on le chasse, on nomme quelqu'un d'autre. Celui-là, avec un peu plus de chance, peut gagner une fois. On va... Même là, ça ne lui donne pas la garantie. Ça ne lui donne même pas la garantie de rester. Je vous ai pris l'exemple de Pierre Lechante. Pierre Lechante. Je vous ai pris l'exemple de Volker Finke avec qui on a gagné en 2002.
Même Hugo Bros qui
a gagné en 2017. On l'a gardé, on l'a chassé. C'est ça le problème du Camerounais.
Pourtant, ce n'est pas la solution.
C'est qu'on veut là. On veut gagner là, tout de suite et maintenant. Mais j'ai dit, si c'est le modèle de fonctionnement qu'on veut, chasser Rigaud. Moi, je dis, je ne suis pas son avocat, je ne suis pas son agent pour dire il faut qu'il reste. Mais je vous explique simplement pourquoi nous avons des problèmes. Pourquoi nous avons du mal à pérenniser nos bons résultats. Parce que même ceux qui font bien, on les chasse. Ah ben vous voulez quoi?
On ne blague plus.
Vous voulez quoi? Non, je pense que la solution, c'est de se donner du temps. J'ai cité des sélections, même en Afrique, où on donne du temps pour construire, pour bâtir. Les résultats ne peuvent pas être là dans l'immédiat, mais vous pouvez être sûr qu'ils commenceront à tomber, comme on dit trivialement, dans les années à venir. Mais si on veut se contenter du là, il n'y a pas de problème.
All right.
Chassez l'ego. Mettez celui qui viendra vous faire gagner là.
Jemia, you just listened from Josh Rim that we should give to his own humble opinion. We should give Rigobert Song some time, just like Alusi said, so that we could be able to start counting on the fruits of his hard work. Do you concur with him?
Yeah, it depends. Normally, I'm not of the opinion that we should start sacking and yell and there. But if we are to keep Robinson Bahanak, I think it is now left for us now to ask: what was the system that he wants to use? How he's going to tap his players, and how the federation has to ensure that they empower these academies to start building from the grassroots, to have a vibrant youth league, a vibrant championship where players can come from there, and like what happened in the 90s where we had the Mboma, Mark Vivian Fue, Defi Pius, who were picked in local clubs and local academies, Samuel Eto'o, Mark Vivian Fue. How can we do that to extract those talents? Yes, keeping him is a good idea. Maybe he has learned his lessons, played a World Cup, coached at the World Cup, coached at the Nations Cup, so he might have learned some lessons, like the other panelists were saying. And so that experience might just lead him to actually amend his tactical approaches to games, to opponents come the qualifiers which we are to play in March. So it's all about the federation now. With the federation, like the rumors we are getting that the coach wasn't having a free hand in his selection of players. So it's all about giving the coach the free hand, like what is happening in Senegal. Make him understand that he is the manager sélectionneur who has the authority to select his players without any influence. Look at who is best and who is best on current form to bring in the national team. That's what we want, because you can't keep a player like Kunde Malong, who was giving series of assists weeks before the AFCON list was published and he was dropped. You can't continue to put a player like Martin Hongla, who just moved from Italy to Spain. the top tier in those countries, and he was not called. So we want a situation whereby we want the best is called. Better you call the best and they don't perform. We'll say, okay, you called the best, but they couldn't perform. So that's it. So if the coach will be given the free hand, the free will to do his job the way he wants to do it, that's, to me, I would say, let the coach remain there. He should not be sacked. But when the coach too is being manipulated at one point in time, where you hear of rumors of technical staffs trying to outburst with the management styles of the federation, I think it raises eyebrows. And so you now want the coach to be sacked because he's not competent to stamp his authority as far as the technical staff is concerned. So let the federation do their job and let the coach do his job. Okay. And there should be that clear-cut, what you call bureaucracy, respect of bureaucracy in terms of the federation should know their sphere, while the coach too should know his own sphere of function, so that we don't get into situations whereby there is a clash of interest, like what we are hearing from the AFCON team. So if that is done, then I think it should be maintained as coach.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy Ateke. We have come to the end of today's edition of the program, Au Coeur de la CAN on Radio AUDACE. Thank you for being there for us from the foot of Mount Fako.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be part of this particular platform, and we hope that what we are contributing is going to contribute to nation building and to see how football can develop in the country.
Very important. Georges Rim, nous sommes à la fin de cette émission Au Coeur de la CAN. Merci beaucoup d'être là pour nous.
C'est moi qui vous remercie et j'en profite pour m'excuser auprès des auditeurs de mon absence hier. Malheureusement, j'ai eu un empêchement de dernière minute, une situation assez urgente qu'il me fallait d'abord gérer. Malheureusement, le temps est passé et je ne pouvais plus être là.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Le Maire, who is at the audio console, a man with 10,000 fingers, punching the magical buttons and ensuring that you get to have a good soundbite as far as FM Sur 106.8 is concerned. I am Henry Wana, the anchor in Douala. Let's meet again tomorrow at 2 p.m. for what must have happened and what is supposed to happen this weekend between the game Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Angola. Good afternoon and stay tuned to our programs on Radio AUDACE. Bye-bye.